Uh, thank you.
We
We left over the first wide line. We left over the second wide line. Yeah. So Amar Rebbe said, Chavivin Yisurin. How great, how loved is punishments. Kilol of Tlesa Shani. He was makal on himself 13 years of Soros. Shis B'Tzmirta, 6 in Tzmirta, which Rashi says is some sort of urinary tract. It's a what do you call it? Kidney stones, I think. Right. The Sheva Parna is a mouth, some sort of mouth disease. Yeah. So some say it was the opposite. So Ahuririye Deve Rebbe, the horse guy, the guy in charge of the horses by Rebbe, have a Asir Mishvar Malka. He was even wealthier than Shvar Malka. Right? Shvar Malka was the king of Paras. Katava Rami Kisza when he would throw food to the animals, have a Azal Kala Betzlasamili. The call would go 3 mil, meaning that's how loud the animals were. That's how many he had. Hamachavan Derami, and he would have kavana to feed the animals, but he shot the dial Rebbe Lebeis Akise at the same time that Rebbe went to the Beis Akise, because Rebbe was in such pain when he went to the bathroom from the kidney stones that he yelled. So he wanted to drown it out with the animals. And even so, Rebbe's voice outdid the animals' voices. And the people that went down to the water, meaning even by the ocean, they already heard. They heard the yelling. And even though Rebbe was in such pain, the pain that we learned in yesterday's daf that Rav Shimon went, right, that he had all the pus and blood coming out of him, that he had to use 60 mattresses or whatever, 60 cloths to soak it up. The Rav Shimon mehava, Rav Shimon came from love and left with love. The Rebbe, but Rebbe's al yedei ma'isa bo, it came because of his actions, al yedei ma'isa holchu, and it came from and it left because of his ma'isa. Meaning, we learned yesterday, Rav Shimon asked for the Yisurim to come at night. Right? So, and then he said during the day, he said they got to leave now because of Bittul Torah. Right? Fine. So Ayidei Maisa Bo, what does it mean Ayidei Maisa Bo? Mahi, what is it talking about? Dahu Egla, Dahava Kamam to Leila Shchita. There was an Egla. This is for the animal rights people. This is a real, these next few lines are mamish off. This is mamish off the charts. Dahu Egla, Dahava Kamam to Leila Shchita. There was an egel, a calf that was waiting for shchita. Also, talia l'reishi bekanfei de Rebbe. It put its head in the literally mean the wings of Rebbe, meaning under Rebbe's coat. The kabachin was crying because he wanted Rebbe to save him. He said, "Zil, go lakach natzarta. That's what you were created. You were created to be shechted." Which the truth is, I think that is true. Right? I mean, that's it's tafkid if that's what you want to call it. But Amri hoyo v'loika merachim, since Rebbe didn't have rachmanis leiso le yisurin, that's why he has yisurin. Now let me tell you something. If I mean, if that's what caused all those yisurim to Rebbe, then I don't know. Then there's no chance. What?
Rabbi, you know the Reb Nosson Wachtel has a nice shot in this Gemara.
He does that what?
Yeah, he says it's on Sukkos. He says you're right. The Lamaisa animals are for shechita. The Gemara says, and the animals are only made for shechita. The purpose is to eat them. But over here, the animal came to Rebbe for Rachmanis, and Rebbe pushed it away. So that once the animal comes to you, that you don't do. If it's standing in the field, for sure you can shech. But he says after Yom Neroy, and we go into the sukkah, even if we're not roy, we still go into the protection of Hashem. Whatever, that's his verb. That's his verb in the Gemara, which makes sense because otherwise it's like a little bit shver. Why does Rebbe need to have rachman on a cow? That's a good
very
word.
good. That's a good. It's very nice. It
And
answers
solves,
the question. It answers the question. Like, because what did he do wrong already? Right? What did he do wrong?
And it's an answer to the PETA people also.
True. That's very good. Thank you.
Yeah.
So that's why he had Yisurim. They Maisa Holchu, and because of a Maisa they went. Yom Echad have a Konsha Amse the Rebbe Besa. So the Amse the Rebbe, right? The famous Amse the Rebbe's lady, meaning the Shiksa, was sweeping the house. Have a Shadya B'nei Karkushta, Shadyon B'nei Karkushta. She was sweeping away the article teaches it as weasels, right? It says chulda. Rashi says it's a chulda. So it's a weasel. I don't know. You sweep a weasel? I thought weasels are bigger than that. All right, but okay.
It says baby weasels.
Baby weasels. Yeah, I'm saying
I don't know what size those are.
Yeah. So we don't know anything about fruits, vegetables, and weasels for tonight so far. Right?
Weasels go around the mulberry bush.
Very good.
Only if they're chased.
Yeah. So anyway, so she was sweeping them because Conchalahu, right? And she was sweeping them, yeah. Amar Allah, so he said to her, Shafkinu, leave them. Meaning Ksiv, Rachamav Akol Masav. And you have to have Rahmanas on all his maisim. Amri, Hoyl Merachim, Nerachim Ilay. Since now he had Rahmanas on the weasels, so on the baby weasels, if so then Mamela he had it is what's it called? That's it. That's the Rahmanas is over. Which again, hard to understand because the weasel was they were in his house. They were in his house, right? I mean, he has a right to get them out of his house. A cow was doing
weasels. Weasels are very, very modern animal. We had the weasels up here. They come, they bite the heads off a bunch of chickens, and they leave them. They're dead. They'll come back the next night and then take one chicken without its head. You know, it's very, very modern animal. So maybe he was just trying to put them out into the chicken coop or something.
Okay, that's a deep shot.
They're very, very wicked animals.
Yeah, I hear. Okay, so I don't know.
So maybe that's the thing.
Maybe
other animals. I don't. You can understand having Rahmanas on, but how Rahmanas on a weasel? And on this Patafki, he had Rahmanas on even on a weasel. You know.
Right.
Well, maybe that's
I hear. Okay, I don't. But that if I cared, you shouldn't. Right, you shouldn't. He shouldn't have Rahmanas on him. Okay. Either way, that should be the least of our issues with tonight's stuff. Kulushani Yisuri the Rebbe Lazar, all the years of the Yisuri Rebbe Lazar, nobody died before the time, because his Yisurim were covering the whole door. Kulushani Yisuri the Rebbe, in all the years of Rebbe's Yisurim. What?
How do you drive this with the fact that you called him a Moisa last night?
Well, we don't know if Hashem called him a Moisa. He had some of his Chaverim called him a Moisa.
He gave Eden over to Goyim, to be killed. Not even to pay taxes, to be killed.
Right, but okay, we don't know if he did it wrong or not. We don't know. I mean, the Chachamim told him that, but
like the Rishonim say, he was doing it, but mitzvahs hamelach, he was able to.
Right, but the others tied it that he should have run away. Well, at least they told that to Rabbi Shulman Karcha, whoever it was. I hear, and the Chanami, but his Yisurim, I guess, were mechaper.
Okay.
Anyway, so for Rebbe, Lo Yitzrach Alma Lemitra, the world didn't need rain, because I don't know exactly how that worked, because in the physical, not a physical, by Allah, or whatever it's called, you need rain, but the world didn't need rain. Rain, when it rains hard, is like it's like it's a din. If it wouldn't be that the world needed rain, the Rabbanan would have Rahmanas and Mivatal, the whole concept of rain. Afilu hachi, right? But even so, even though it didn't rain when Rebbe was going those 13 years, the Rebbe was going through his Yisurim, ki have a akri pugla mimishra. When you would take a pugla, that's another name for radish. I don't think we had that in Klayim. Right, when you take the pugla from the mishra, from the ground, have a kind of bira malyamai, there would be a hole of water there. That's how saturated the floor was. Okay. Ikla Rebbe lasted the Relaz of Reb Shimon. Rebbe went to the town of Relaz of Reb Shimon. Amalei Yesh Ben Loiset Tzadik. See, they call him a tzaddik, right? Was there a son to that tzaddik? On Reloi Yesh Ben, he has a ben. V'chol Zaina shenescheres b'shnayim. Any Zaina who is normally such a high quality Zaina, I guess, for lack of a better word, that she charges double. Sechartei b'shmayna. She hires him for double her price, so for 8. Right, for 8 times. Yeah. Asya, so obviously he was some Chevraman. Asya Asmechei Berebi.
Who is this?
What? This is Rabbi Loza, Rabbi Shimon's son. Shimon Bar Yochai's Einakul.
Okay.
Yes. So Asya Asmechei Berebi v'Ashmei. So Rebbe took him and gave him smicha, and Ashlamei Rabbi Shimon ben Isi ben Lakunya, and he gave him to Rabbi Shimon ben Isi ben Lakunya, Achais de'imei, the sister of his mother. And to be makar him. So it's very interesting. He gave him smicha. He gave him smicha even before, meaning in Yot, he couldn't just give smicha himself, because we'll see that on Ahmed Bey's or tomorrow's daf. He needed to have at least 3 people, 3 gedolim, whatever you want to call them, to give him smicha. But he gave him smicha.
Who did he give smicha to?
He gave him smicha.
For what?
Because he was
He knew how to make a bacha feel good, not like the 17 Rosh Yeshivas you had.
Exactly. He was mechazik him. He gave him smicha. So it's interesting. In the footnote in the art scroll, they bring a tshuva from Ramosha. I looked it up. It's fascinating. The entire tshuva from Ramosha is about this, about whether you're allowed to give a smicha like this. You think, see, us guys, we just take agata, we just machavetz agata. Ramosha actually has a tshuva on this. So it's a two column tshuva about whether you're allowed to give smicha or not. And then he brings a fascinating thing at the end. He says, he goes through how many people didn't get smicha, Shmuel, or anybody, Ben Azza, anybody who doesn't have Rebbe in front of his name didn't get smicha. And this fellow got smicha.
And he wasn't going for smicha. Just it's like the Feifeld see him on the block.
Correct.
Yeah, no, I was just going to say that. I have that written in my Gemara. Yeah.
I learned with you for many years already. See. Rubbing off.
Yeah, but that's where Moshe's tshuva is. He says that you can give it in advance. It's Yedua that Ramosha gave out smicha very easily.
Oh, that's me to give tshuva.
I don't know. I'm just saying. It says Yedua dika thing, but
Aaron, you hear that?
Was he the one that gave the smicha? Is this the Maisa Ramosha? Somebody asked him, like, why are you giving smicha to these people? And he said, I always put my phone number on the back. I think somebody told me, I think it was Ramosha. I always put my phone because they know to call me. They know to call me. I'm pretty sure, I got to ask maybe my uncle Yehuda. I don't know. Somebody told it. I'm pretty sure it was from Ramosha. It would make sense. It would make sense.
I have a copy that's from Ramosha, no?
I know, but did he say this?
That's why
he might have
you
told me.
missed the joke I said to you. You see, Aaron, you're unbelievable. Yeah.
I know. Thank you for being master that I'm unbelievable. I appreciate that.
Somebody said something about that with emotion. That was like. I don't know if it was a svara. Ich weiß nicht. Anyways, so kol yom hava omar lekresi ana ezel. So he said every day. He said lekriosi to my town. I want to go home.
Whose grandson said that?
The grandson said, I want to go home. Amrlei chachim avdoi yosach. They want Abdul Yosef. They want to make you. Yosef means you. They want to make you into a chacham here. The gulsa dadav parsolach, and they want to spread a golden clothing on you. Meaning they want to make you into a person. I guess Rebbe saw the potential here. The Rebbe korlach, and they want to call you Rebbe. But and you're saying you want to go home, right? This mamish sounds like right out of the chinuch books. The kid comes, they get him, he wants to go home. They say no, stay. Amrale, so he said, Maime is a lashon of a shvua. Azuva da, I'm leaving this alone, meaning I'm never going to say I want to go home. Ki Gadol, when he got older, also Yasim Masifta the Rebbe, he went to Rebbe's yeshiva. Shama Lekala, Rebbe heard his voice. Amar Hakala, Dami Lekala the Rebbe Lazar Shimon. That's the voice that's similar to Rebbe Shimon. Amrle Brehu, it's his son. Kariale Pri Tzadik Eitz Chaim. The fruits of a tzaddik is the wood of life, the tree of life. The lekech nefesh is chacham, and somebody who takes nefashis is a chacham. Pri tzaddik eitz chaim. What does it mean? Pri tzaddik eitz chaim is Rabbi Yosef, Rabbi Elazar, Rabbi Shimon. That's Rabbi Yosef here. Here and I say it's Rabbi Yosef, Rabbi Elazar, Rabbi Shimon. The lekech nefesh is chacham, and somebody who buys nefashis is a chacham. Rabbi Shimon ben Isi ben Lakunya. He was the one that he's makarevim. So kinach nafshe amtulam arastadavu, when he was nifter, meaning this anakel, they wanted to bring him to the cave to Meron, if you talk a hold that they bury him Meron. Have a hadrula achnal maras, and then this, I guess it's the same snake that was around. What?
It's amazing the Gemara is now, right?
Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
They're the idiots that are going to Merona. They're arresting them, and they have to waste hundreds of cops for these mental midgets who they told have died. Hezbollah Yamach is throwing rockets by Meron, and these idiots have to go to Meron. It's unbelievable. Probably you can't make it up. You can't make it up.
Interesting. That's it. Because it became a mamish a zach, as they say. But anyway, fine. So they wanted to bury him there. So this snake was guarding it. Amrale, achna, pasach picha, open your mouth. Yechanis ben eitz alav, let the son go to be buried near his father. Like possibly didn't open it. So kisvurama amloimish is gadol mizeh. They thought that this one is bigger than this one, meaning Rabbi Elazar, Rabbi Shimon was bigger than Rabbi Yosi, right? So Mamela they didn't let him in. Yotz is a Baskal v'amra, Baskal went out. Let me finish gadol mizeh, not because this one's bigger than this one. Elazeh hoyebitzar ma'ora. So this is mamish, right? He was in the tsar. Rabbi Elazar, Rabbi Shimon sat in the cave for 13 years. 13 years, 12 years, whatever. And this one was not in the tsar of the ma'ara. So Mamela, again, you see how much, right? You see how much tsar when goes. I mean, it should be a chizik for people that go through tsar. You see how far tsar can get you in the next world, or even in this world. It's fine. So Ikla Rebbe last year to Reb Tarfon. Rebbe went to the city of Reb Tarfon. Amalahu Yeshle ben Lois Tzadik. Is there a son to this Tzadik Shaim Mekapeach Hasbanov? Because this son would have hakpadas on his kids, meaning he used to make a shvu and he said, "I'm swearing by the life of my kids." So even though the shvu was correct, but we learned a few places that the wording of a chacham, can happen anyways. So he lost his kids.
Kill his chacham. I feel that you know.
Right. So that's what happened. So he said, "Does he have any kids?" Amrullah ben enloy ben bas yeshloi. He has an anakel from a daughter. And again, v'chol zainish and escheres b'shnayim, and any zaina that rents out for double, so charte b'shmaina is rent him out for 8. So this is already the third time we have this with the zainas. Like I said, I don't know. I don't know what was going on in their door, but it's whatever. I don't know.
It's a popular Indian.
It seems like, I don't know. It's strange.
Exactly. Well, this is not our first, second time we've had this already since we're doing Yomi with guys who are very busy with this.
Yeah. It's just strange. This was without internet. You know what I mean?
Correct.
I'm just trying to be.
Maybe that's why, because they didn't have internet.
This has been going on for thousands of years. It's not a new problem.
No, I'm saying, but our door seems to have less of an issue with this, with all the Mishikasin, as far as I know.
They shouldn't be upset with. So the mashgichim shouldn't be so upset with they invented sports,
Yeah, we're doing pretty good.
I think we're doing great.
Right.
Be honest with you. But again, we have to know again. We're just taking a face value. We have no idea what this means exactly. Yeah, so Asiyula Kameh, so they brought it in front of him. Amarle, Ihadrisbach, if you do tshuva, I'm going to give you my daughter. Now that's some sort of kiruv right there. Right? Rebbe was actually willing to give up his daughter. Hadarbe, so he did tshuva. Then this next line, I don't know. There's some say that he married her and then divorced her. And he didn't marry her at all. That nobody should say that he only did tshuva to marry her, even though, like we saw in Tosfos yesterday, Resh Lakish didn't mind, right? So okay, so whatever. So that's meaning one was public, one was private. Either way, he didn't stay married to her, right? But Lamale Kulei. And why did Rebbe do this? The Amr Rabbi Yudah, Amr Rav, Amr Amr Rav Chia Bar Abba, Amr Rabbi Yochanan, Amr Amr Rav Shmuel Bar Nachmani, Amr Rabbi Yonasan. Kol Melamed is Benoy Chaveru Torah. Anybody who teaches his friend son Torah, Zaycha v'Yoshev Yeshiva Shel Mala. They'll be Zaycha to sit in Yeshiva Shel Mala. Shenem Tosha v'Shivcha Lefanei Tamei. Kol Melamed is Ben Am Haaretz Torah. If you teach a Ben Am Haaretz Torah, Filu Kadosh Baruch Hu Geizer Gzeira. Even if Hashem is Geizer Gzeira, Mavatal v'Shvila, they will be Mavatal it on his behalf. Shenemar v'Mtaitzi Yakom b'Zoylel Kefi Sia. And if you're going to take something chashuv, then it's going to be like Hashem's mouth. I mean, why don't we just see from this that there's the importance of trying to be makariv. I don't know if these kids were off the derech. Yesterday we said Tosfos says Rish Lakish was on the derech, then went off the derech, then came back on the derech. I don't know if these kids were mistama, they were on the derech, then went off the derech. And you see the importance of getting them to become back on the derech. I think that's basically what's going on here. Fine. Amar Rav Parnach, Amar Rav Yochanan. Kol shu Talmud Chacham. Anybody who's a Talmud Chacham, Benoy Talmud Chacham, and a son to Talmud Chacham, Ben Benoy Talmud Chacham, Shuv Ein Torah Pesachos Nizar Loylam. Once you have 3 generations, Chutam B'Shulash Loyim Peir Yunasik. That's what it. That's basically. I don't know why it doesn't bring that here, but once you have 3, then it's never going to stop. Shenemar Vaniza is Brisi, right? Lo Yamush Mepicham Vizarach Vizera Zarach. Amar Hashem Me'atov V'Yadolam. My Amar Hashem, Amar HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Ani, Arv L'Chavadav Zer. I am a guarantor of this. My Me'atov Adolam, Amar Rav Yirmi, Mekan Ve'elech, Torah Machzeres Al-Achsani Shalom. The Torah is always going to be looking for its host. Meaning, once you have 3 generations, then it's sort of like a chazaka, and then you're good to go. So Rav Yosef, Arban Tanisa, Rav Yosef fasted 40 days. Va'akruyuhu, right? And then in a dream, they said to him, the Torah is not going to go, you mean you're not going to lose your Torah. Yosef Arbaim Tanisa Achrini went on another 40 fast. You and your kids. Yosef Meir Tanisa, right? And some say that you change it to another 40 Tanisim, so it's either another 100 Tanisim, another 40, Yosef Kriyu, and then they read to Madrim, Lo Yamushu Mipicha, Vizaracha, Vizaracha.
He's taking intermittent fasting to a new level over
there. Yeah, I wonder, Mustamim means that he ate at night. Mustamim, but I don't know. Amar Mikan Ve'elech, Loitrichna, says from now, once I have 3 generations, I don't even have to fast anymore. Torah Machzeres Al-Achsani Shalom, like we just said, the Torah is going to always look back to go to his family because they're like the hosts of the Torah because they have 3 generations. Which I'm assuming the Gemara is bringing this is because you had Rav Shimon Bar Yochai, Rav Elazar, Rav Shimon, and then Rav Yosi. Rav Shimon, Rav Elazar, right? Fine. Rav Zera, Kisalag Lar de Yisrael. Rav Zera went over to Yisrael. Yosef Mea Tanisa. He would sit 100 Tanisim the Lishtakach Gemara Bavla Mine. That the Talmud Bavli should be forgotten from him, so it shouldn't cause him issues in learning the learning style of Eretz Yisrael, because the Yerushalmi was different than the Bavli. Right, the Bavli is much more kashas, terutzim, this and that, and the Yerushalmi is more straight. Like, what's the din? So Yosef Me'achni said, then he said another 100. The Lord Lishka Rebbe Elazar Bishnei, that Rebbe Elazar should not die when he was around. But Naflan Iluya Mili Tzibura, and then all of the Mili Tzibura will fall on him, right? Which I've heard from people that they say that that's what happens in America. Sometimes you get a rabbi and he becomes popular and he's 50, 60 years old, and that's it. He's done because he's so busy running around. Well, for speaking and his speaking engagements and this and that, right? But so that's what he was davening for, that he wouldn't have to do that.
It's always a good Arabin.
that-
Close.
Right, it could be. For Yasameh Achrini, the loy nishle bei nura de Gehenna. And another 100 that Gehenna, he shouldn't go in Gehenna. Kotalas and Yomi, every 30 days, I'd have a bodik nafsha, he would check on himself to see if Gehenna is gonna get him. So Shagar Tanura, he would heat up a tanner, Salik v'Yosef begave, and he would go up and sit inside it. V'loy have a shalta ve'nura, the fire didn't go on him. Yom echad yavu be Rabbanon eina. One day the Rabbanon put their eyes on him again, a reference to Ayin Hara. Bechrichu shake, and his shaik, his thighs, or his we're going with that Gemara again. Is a shaik a thigh or a calf, right? And it got burned. And they called him Katan Charich Shake, the small person, because he was short. That's why his name was Abzera, whose thigh or his legs got burned. Fine. I'm going to use them. Rav.
What happened to the nickname? The no nicknames.
Oh, I guess that was just this way. Yeah, I don't know if it's a negative. Yeah. So Amar Yud Amar Rav. Who is the Chacham who understands this? Vasher Diber Pi Hashem Elav Yagida. And the mouth of Hashem spoke to him, and he could say it over. Ama of the Aretz, and he could say over why the world was lost. This is really from the most famous Gemaras in Shas. Davar Zeh on Beis Amru Chachamim v'loy Pershu. The Chachamim said it, and they didn't have pshat, and they were pretty wise fellows, right? Amru Nevi'im v'loy Pershu, and the Nevi'im also didn't say it. Until Hashem himself had to explain it. Shenemar v'yomer Hashem al alzvam es teirasi asher nasati lifneim. Right, the pasuk in Yirmiyah that the Klal Yisrael lost Eretz Yisrael, or the Churban or the Galus is because they left the Torah. Some of Yudam Rav Shaloi Berchu b'Torah Tchila. So Yudam Rav says doesn't mean that they didn't learn. They didn't say Birchas HaTorah properly, which means that they were learning the Torah just because it was Gishmak or whatever it is, but they weren't doing it Erlich. So Memela, that's if you don't make a bracha on it, then that means you're not appreciating, you're not doing the Torah Lishma. And you're not giving the proper chashivas to the Torah. Fine. Samar Rav Chama Ma'idich Siv B'loy Navain Tenuah Chachma. Believe Navain Tenuah Chachma in a calm heart, an understanding heart. Chachma sits ubekerev ksilim tivada, and inside ksilim fools, it's tivada. It's known. Believe nama tenua chachma. It's a talmid chacham ben talmid chacham. That's a talmid chacham, the son of a talmid chacham. Ubekerev ksilim tivada, but inside fools it gets known. It's a talmid chacham ben amaretz. That's referring to a talmid chacham ben amaretz. Right? Meaning what Rashi's saying, and this is taka. You see this sometimes. That the Talmid Chachamim, the legitimate Talmid Chachamim, stay quiet, right? The ones that are not Talmid Chachamim, they're making a lot of noise, right? That's basically what it's saying. The Gemara says that weiter. Amar Ula, Hanu Damri Inchi Astira Belagina. If you have one coin in a box, like you have one coin in a pushka, makes a lot of noise.
Yeah, right? This is a raya that you shouldn't be putting a signature everywhere.
I'm not gonna comment on where and what, but yeah, whatever.
I knew you'd appreciate that one.
Yeah. Meaning, still I hate is the way to go. Yeah. So astira belagina kish karya. One coin in a lagina in a box makes a lot of kish, makes a lot of noise. But if you fill up a tzedakah box, then it doesn't make a lot of noise. Right. So one guy who's in the family who's a Talmid Chacham, he makes a lot of noise. But if it's from a family of Talmid Chachamim, they just sit quiet. They don't.
That's why. Okay.
Like those videos you have of like Rebbe Yashiv sitting with, you see them sitting there and just sitting there.
Yeah, they're just quiet. Yeah, it's an interesting Taisvis. Taisvis here in the top here says that because it's not, you don't normally put a coin into a log. That's why it makes a lot of noise. But if you put a coin in a wallet where it belongs, then it doesn't make noise, because I guess a wallet's made out of leather. It doesn't make noise. If you put it where it doesn't belong, like it's an oddball. So from his family, he's the black sheep, Lataiv. So he makes a lot of noise. Okay. Shamhu. Right? They have a cotton and a gadol there. The Eved Chavshi Me'adainav, and you have an Eved who's free from his master. The cotton and gadol Shamhu. Do we not know that there's big people and small people there? Meaning Sham means in burial. Right? Anybody who makes himself small with divrei Torah in this world, nasa gadol olam haba, in olam haba he's going to become a gadol. And if you make yourself like an eved, which is even a higher madrega, you mamish make yourself like an eved to the Torah. Al divrei Torah ba'olam hazeh, on divrei Torah hazeh, nasa chavshi olam haba, you're going to be a free man in the olam, in the next world. Right?
It's nice he said this to Reb Zera. Made him really feel good. Hey, you're a shorty. Let me tell you.
Was it to Reb Zera? You're right. Yeah, I hear that. Yeah, interesting. I mean, there's a practical to this, and there's a esoteric thing to this. I mean, the practical is if you're busy learning Torah. I forgot who says this. Maybe Rav Steinman said something like this. If you're busy learning Torah in this world, then there's not much difference, and you're not busy with taivas and all of this world, then there's not much difference between this world and the next world. So there's nothing to miss. Meaning you're at home in the next world. But if you're busy with the shtusim in this world, then next world you're not at home. You're not feeling the same, something along those lines. Anyways, that's the practical view of it. Rish Lakish have Metzayin Marasa Darabanan. Rish Lakish, yeah, we continue now here with how Chashu was, what Reb Zera was. So Rish Lakish, he would go marking graves of the Rabbanon, right? Because that you needed to do that because for Kehanim, you want to make sure the Kehanim know to get around it. So I don't know why Dafka the Rabbanon, he should be marking all graves.
He's the one
right?
that went and turned everything blue and Tzvach.
So Rashi really says
For the Nazir also.
what?
For the Nazir also.
Right, but he's worried. See, he's worried that the Chachamim's graves shouldn't be the one to cause the nichshol. That's why he was worried. Now, why he wasn't worried about the? It seems like he was more. I don't know if he was more worried. He was worried that the Chachamim's graves shouldn't make Kohanim Tomei, right? But he should have been also worried about Kohanim becoming Tomei from every grave. Okay, but that's, I guess they did that anyway. So he
maybe people were more rugged to be by Kever Tzadikim, like nowadays.
I hear. I mean, it's mamish. Yeah.
It's also most people are buried in Kfarim. Tzadikim are buried in Ma'aris.
Right, that's true also.
Are unmarked, essentially unmarked. Basic Kfaris is a big place. Everyone knows there's Kfarim here.
I hear. Okay, that's a good point. So anyway, so Reish Lakish have a Metzia Marasa the Rabbanon. He was being Metzia, but then why is he being Metzia in the Ma'ara? But that's what you're saying. Ma'ara is.
That's what's dangerous.
Why? I thought it's less of a chance. You can look in there first. I mean, you don't know. I mean, you don't see it because there's
the
an
oil.
Ma'ara
Is Milo. Yeah.
I hear. Okay, very good. So Reish Lakish
what do you think it is? A bowling alley?
I don't know. Maybe it's.
He wants to go spelunking.
What?
Yeah.
The guy went spelunking.
A who?
Yeah, that was a very big sport, but it's sort of the Rabbanon. They went spelunking.
The Rabbanon were buried there. This guy he went to caves. He went to see a cave.
Spelunking means to go cave hunting. Okay, that's not a very common word.
I had no idea what he's talking. I had no idea what he was talking about. Okay.
Some people go hiking in the woods. Spelunkers go into caves.
Okay, I feel like I'm on Jeopardy. Okay. Yeah, Reish Lakish have Metzia Marasa the Rabbanon. Reish Lakish was marking.
This also means you didn't go to Camp Sternberg with Yaakov because the last trip for the, I don't know what age, the 13-year-olds, they go spelunking. With the helmet, with the light, yeah, with the whole.
I hear. Okay.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
Important, Darren. You see, it's a very big thing to go to graves. They're wonderful.
Anyway, so Kimata L'Marasi
It worked out perfectly, the timing here.
That's right.
Yeah.
Let's move along.
Especially for how many Kahanim are on your trip? What are you gonna do? You're gonna go look for
Five.
You know, you guys
when
can
the
take
Guys,
this
you can
to a
discuss this
side
after,
room,
let's go.
boys. Side room.
Okay,
Or tomorrow at Kiddush.
okay.
Shabbos.
Kimata L'Marasi de Reb Chia. When he got to the Mara Reb Chia, it was hidden from him. I said it was Reb Zera. Here, no, now we start with Reb Chia. Chalash daite, so he had Chalishas Adas. Amar Rabbanan Shalom, loy papalti Torah k'maisai. Was I not mefalpel in Torah like Reb Chia? Yotzes a Baskel v'amar loy Torah k'maisai papalti. Yeah, you did the Torah like him. Torah k'maisai loy rivatzda, but you were not marbit Torah, right? You did not. You didn't teach Torah. Reb Chanina and Reb Chia. Reb Chanina and Reb Chia were having a machlokes. Amar le Reb Chanina le Reb Chia. So Reb Chanina told Reb Chia, "Bahadi didi kamena." It says you're fighting with me. Chas v'shalom im mishtaka Torah misol. If chas v'shalom Torah was forgotten from Klai Yisrael, madron alom mipopoli, I can give back all the Torah from my people. We can reestablish the entire Torah. Amar le Reb Chia le Reb Chanina. So Reb Chia said to Reb Chanina, "Bahadi didi kamena." So you're fighting with me. If he's saying I make sure that the Torah Taka doesn't get forgotten. You're saying that if it would be forgotten, they would renew it from you. I make sure it doesn't get forgotten. Why? What did he do? Aslina, I go Vashadina Kisna and I plant Kisna is flax. Vikadilna Nishpi, and then I make netting from it, and then I take the nets and I trap deer. And I feed Yisaimim. I feed Yisaimim the meat. I just totally lost the place. There he goes. And then I make a Megillah from the skins. And I write the 5 Chumashim, and I bring it up to the city. And I teach 5 Yenukim b'chamisha chumshe. I teach each one of them 1 chumash, meaning he takes 5 kids, teaches Bereshis, Shmos, V'yikma, Midbar, Devarim, 1 to each. Umasnisa Shisa Yenuki, and I teach Mishnayos to 6 others. Shisha Sidri. I'm sorry, Umasnisa Shisa Yenuki, Shisa Sidri. I teach 6 kids. Shisha Sidarim, V'amar Lahu, and then I tell them Ada Darna Vasina. When I come back, Akru Adadi V'asnu Adadi. I want you to teach each other the Psukim, teach each other the Mishnayos. So from that makes sure that the Torah doesn't get forgotten from Klai Yisrael. Right? So he's saying I do it actively. How great are the Ma'aseh Chia? So Amar le Rabbi Shmuel Rabbi Yosi, so Rabbi Shmuel Rabbi Yosi said to him, Afilu mimar, is he even greater than you? Amar le in, so Rabbi said, yes, he's greater than me. Afilu me Abba, is he even better than my father Rabbi Yosi? Amar le, Rabbi said to him, Chas v'shalom, lo take as I so they should never say something like that in class. So there's nobody bigger than Rabbi Yosi. Fine. So Amar Rab Zera, Emesh, Nirali, Rabbi Yosi, Rabbi Chanina. Now we get into some Hecher Gemaras. So last night, holy, like high, whatever, high level. Emesh, Nirali, Rabbi Yosi, Rabbi Chanina. Rabbi Yosi, Rabbi Chanina came to me in a dream. Amarti, I told him, Eitzel miyata tekua. Who are you? Tekua means stuck next to, not stuck next to, meaning who are you next to? Amrali, Eitzel Rabbi Yochanan. Rabbi Yochanan Eitzel me, Eitzel Rabbi Yanei. Rabbi Yanei Eitzel me, Eitzel Rabbi Chanina. Rabbi Chanina Eitzel me, Eitzel Rabbi Chia. Amarti le Rabbi Yochanan Eitzel Rabbi Chia light. Rabbi Yochanan wasn't chashuv enough to be next to Rabbi Chia. Amrali ba'asir deskukin denura or ba'urin da'asha, in a place where there's lightning and fire, torches. Man mile bar nafcha l'saman. Who can bring bar nafcha there? Again, another nickname. Nafcha that's talking about Rabbi Yochanan, because his father was a blacksmith. So a bar nafcha can't go anywhere near Rabbi Chia. Okay, whatever that means. Amar Rav Chaviva, Ishtaili Rav Chaviva bar Sumaki.
He was bigger.
Not big enough. Not big enough. Rabbi Yochanan was not big enough to be near Reb Chia. At least, again, that's what the taich means. Ishtoili Rav Chaviva bar Sumaki. Rav Chaviva bar Sumaki once told Reb Chaviva, Chazile Ahumer Rabbanon. I once saw one of the Rabbanon to have a shchiach Eliyahu Gavei, and Eliyahu was by him all the time. The Letzafra Havu Shpirin Eine, and I saw in the morning I saw this rabbi's eyes, and the Shpirin, his eyes were clear. But in the night it looked like his eyes were burnt by fire. Amri lei my high. He said to me, "What's going on?" I mean, I said to him, "What's going on?" He told me, I told Eliyahu, Achvili Rabbanon, show me the Rabbanon, Kisakim the Rakia, when they go up to Shemayim. Amrali Bakulu, Matzis the Kulevahu, you're allowed to look at all the rabbis. The Varmi Guarka the Rabchia, except for the throne of Rabchia, the Leit Stakelbe, you're not allowed to look at that. My Simanayo, he said, how am I supposed to know what's a simon? Bakulu Azli Malachi, all of them, the Malachim have to take them up. Kisalkim and Nafsi, when they go up and they come down. Levarmi Guarka the Rabchia, except for the throne of Rabchia, the Menafshe Salik Venafis, it goes up and down by itself. So Loi Mati Lukma Nafshay, right? Of course, he tells somebody not to look. He says, I wasn't able to stand on myself. Istakliva, and I looked. Asu Trey Putiti Denura. And two sparks of fire came. Umechavila hu gavra, and it hit that person, meaning himself, and it blinded his eyes. So the next day, I guess this all happened in a dream. He went and he laid on his kaver, right, on Reb Chia's kaver. Amina masnaisa demar masnisa. I said the Tosefta, meaning the brises of Mar, who Reb Chia is the one that put it together. He said, I learned that, and Vitzai, I guess he was Michael him, and he got better. Right, but he still had the burn marks, whatever that means. Fine. Eliyahu, another interesting story. Eliyahu have a shchiach. I don't even know it's interesting. I don't know if it's understandable at all. But okay, Eliyahu have a shchiach from the Rebbe. Eliyahu, he used to hang out by Rebbe's yeshiva. Yom Echad Reish Yarchav, it was Rosh Chodesh. Nagalei v'lo yasa. And it was already getting late, and Eliyahu didn't come that day. Amarlei, my time in Nagalei Lamar, why are you so late? Amarlei, Adu Kimnal Avram, when I woke up Avram, Umashina Yade Umatzle, and I washed his hands, and we davened, and he davened Shachris, Magnina lay, and then I put him back to sleep. So that's what took so much time. I guess he only had to do this on Rosh Chodesh. I don't know. So he said, look, why don't you just wake all of them up at the same time? So he says, Savri, because in Shemaim they think, Takfi barachmi. If I wake up Avram Yitzchak Yav at the same time, then the Rahmanis is going to be so strong, and Mashiach is going to come before he's supposed to. So we couldn't do that. I have to wake each one up individually. What are you saying?
But some of the Sidurim at the end of Rosh Chodesh davening say Avram Zaken B'Yom Shem Berekas Avram Bakoil.
Is that so?
Yeah.
Oh, is that shot from this? Maybe. Okay, so Amralei. So Rebbe said to him, is there anything similar to this world that would have such koyach to daven? Yes, there's Reb Chia Bana. Gaza Rebbe Tanisa. Rebbe was Gazer Tainus, meaning he was only Gazer Tainus to get Reb Chia and his sons together. So Achsinu Reb Chia Bana, and they put him down, meaning the Chazan always went down. So he put up the three Chazanim. Yeah. The Tosis on next Amid brings that Tainus Tzibur, three Chazanim go. I don't know exactly how it worked, if they all were Chazanim together or not, but three Chazanim went down on the Tainus Tzibur. So it's Reb Chia and his sons. Amar Mashav Ruach, when they said Mashav Ruach, when Noshba Zika, and the wind started blowing. Amar Mayr Agoshem, Vasa Mitra, and then it started raining. So now, whatever they said seems to be accepted. So when they're saying Mechaya Mason, Rogash Alma, the world started to shake. Amri Berakia, so they said in the Rakia, Mangali Razi Ba'alma, who's being Megala the secrets in the world? I mean, who's revealing it? Amri, so they said Eliyahu, it's Eliyahu. So Asiul Eliyahu, they brought Eliyahu. Machyu Shitin Pulsi Denura, and we had Pulsi Denura, I think in Bava Kama, right? They hit him with 60 things of fire. So also, so he had to do something about this. Also, Idmilu Kidaiva Denura, he came looking like a bear that was on fire. And Al Beinayu, and he came in the shul where I guess they were davening, but Tradinu, and then that I guess scared everybody. So it was matcha them, and then that it stopped their davening. So Mamela, the world did not have Tchias Amesim. From here it's mashma that Tchias Amesim is before Mashiach, because we're asking about who's going to bring Mashiach, and then all of a sudden it's dealing with Tchias Amesim. Okay, let's do a few more lines. Shmuel Yarchinoi. This is Rashi says this is Shmuel, right? Shmuel from Shas. Shmuel Yarchinoi. He was called Yarchinoi, right, from the moon, because he did in the Gemaras. He had all the calculations of the moon, right? So that's what Rashi says. Asya the Rebbe Hava. He was the doctor of Rebbe. Cholash Rebbe Be'ene. Rebbe had something wrong with his eye. Amrle Imli Leisama. Let me put some sam. Let me put some medication in there. Amrle Lo Yechil. The Rebbe said I can't do it. Ishtalach Mishtar. Okay, so I'll put it like I'll soak something and put it around the eye. I think it means to soak, or maybe not. I don't know. Amrle Lo Yechilni said I can't do that. Have a maisele begufsa the samni. So what he did is he put it in a gufsa, in a sort of like a vial. The samni, he put the medicine in a vial. To say beisadya, put it under his pillow. The itzi, and he got better that way. Meaning, it went through the pillow, through into his head, and to his eyes. So Avakam Mitzvah Rebbe lemismeche. So Rebbe was trying to be mitzvah himself to give him smicha. See, it seems like Rebbe liked to give out smicha, so he wanted to give Shmuel, his doctor, smicha too. But it wasn't possible, right? Which so Rashi says because it just seemed like he never was able to. It just didn't seem like there was siyata d'shmaya. How that happened? Amar Lei, so he said to him, meaning Shmuel told Rebbe, "Loylitztar mar." Don't have pain because of this. Because I saw the Sefer of Adam Arishon, right? And the Ksib Bey, and it said in there, Shmuel Yarchinoi on Tamar Aleph. Shmuel Yarchinoi, Chacham Yiskari is going to be called a Chacham, but Rebbe lo Yiskari. He will not be called Rebbe. But also the Rebbe Ayode Tehei. But there will be, Rebbe will be healed through him. Right? Yeah. Yeah, okay, we'll stop over here. Fine. All right, let's say it till him. Yeah. Okay, Pei Gimel. Shir mezmal losaf alim adam ilach hatachra shal tishbed el ki hinei ayevecha yemon musanach masur rosh alam ki yirusay v'seyatzu tzvunecha am l'chuben akidim v'goy v'lo yizach Hashem yisrael lo'id ki no yitzu le'yach v'lecha b'sich raisu v'alei adam v'yishmeil v'yav v'agrim v'al v'amoin v'amalik kleshes v'yosh v'tor gam asher niva'im v'yisrael v'nei le'tzela seim v'kvidyon k'sis of yom nafakishen ישבדו בעדור הידום אל האדום השיסים ולדבר מקוהר וכזה וזהו ותמונו כל נסיכם אשר אמרו נשולנו ויסנס אליהם אליה שיסים מקגל ותש לפני רוח כשתבר יוח לא ותלי תהרם כתיר דברים בשרך וספס וסב עליהם מלא לפני נקולנו ובקש שמך אדינוי יבוש ובלו הדיר ויחדרו ויבידו וידו כי עד השמך אדינוי לבדך עליונו כל ארץ אחינו כביס ישראל הנשאנו בשר ושבן אין דברים ריאה והם יבוש ומלכים ירחים עליהם ויצאים מצל לרוח ומפעיל לער ומשיבוד לגולה Hashto ba'agalav azman kariv v'noimar omein. All right, gute Nacht. Sudas Toivus.
Shkoyach.
Zag is up.